What's up, y'all, and welcome to another video. This is Bad News Brown. Now, this video is going to be sort of like a geography lesson. Being that ignorance is at an all-time high, a lot of people don't realize you can simply fight back just by knowing, being aware. And there's an old statement regarding us as far as we the only people on a battlefield thinking it's a playground. And I see a lot of adult people, meaning, yeah, you grown, you may even pay your own bills, got all that. But then on basic general knowledge, certain things you should be aware of that we're not aware of. And especially when it regarding our culture and history. So, again, if you know where you came from, you know where you're going. In this video, I hope to shed a little light, like I said, in a geography sense, just by being aware. Again, whatever city you at, where you stand, of course you heard of other places, but do you really know where these places are? Do you really know geographically where you stand? You know, standing on your square is including but not limited to standing on your business, personal business. But enough for all that. I just really want to, like I said, touch on a few things. And the first, these islands are all, of course, inhabited by black and African people. And some of these islands are a little well known. But here I go. The first island I want to speak on is Gullah Island. Now, depending on your age, there used to be an old Nickelodeon show called Gullah Gullah Island. Now, of course, at that time, well, I thought it was just a show. Come to find out, no, that is a real place. That's a real island inhabited by your people. So, Gullah Island is an island or a slew of islands off the East Coast from North Carolina down to Georgia. And you may have heard the term Geechee, which is, to put it lightly, a specific type of African. Basically another tribe. Just like we got Jamaican, just like you got Haiti, and I'll speak on that a little bit later. But Gullah Island is an island, again, off the coast of the Carolinas. And they've been around for forever. And again, I just really want to touch on and shed light on that island. And this video, of course, anybody can benefit from this video, but this video is geared towards people of African descent, especially in the U.S., to America, because in my opinion, that's where ignorance is at an all-time high. And ignorance is death. I don't know if y'all don't know that. And this is the reason why, well, one of the reasons why things are the way they are. But Gullah Island, and I'll, of course, advocate y'all to look more into Gullah Island, maybe even go there one day. And this is for me as well. And again, if you're a brother or sister out there, you may have never heard of Gullah Island. But it's right there hidden in plain sight. A lot of history. Again, go ahead and research. Now, the second island I want to mention is Cape Verde. Shout out to Cape Verde. Now, Cape Verde is small islands off the coast of Africa. Now, of course, you know Madagascar, which is an African country, a huge island nation off the coast of Africa, the eastern coast of Africa. Well, Gullah Island is a smaller chain of islands off the west coast of Africa, of North Africa. And Cape Verde, now, depending on where you're from, because I first actually heard of Cape Verde from a guy that I was, unfortunately, in jail with, and this is during the time where the Patriots was in the limelight regarding the, what's the dude named? Keith Hernandez, the Patriot dude, and one of the brothers that was on the line with us, he was from out this way, but of course he had ties in the Boston area. And apparently it's a lot of them Cape Verdeans out that way. And he had, of course, a little Cape Verdean in him, and he let me know, like, yeah, man, that dude, the Patriot player, man, he shot 2 brothers down in Florida that was Cape Verdean. So he felt some type of way, and he kind of put me up on game that, yeah, Cape Verde, yeah, that's an island off of Africa or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. So shout out to Cape Verde. And again, I advocate you to look more into Cape Verde. Just be aware. Really, this video is just kind of want to make you aware. So when you hear certain places or things, you got the proper idea as opposed to the mainstream idea. Because one of the things people like to do, especially regarding us, they like to throw rocks and hide their hand or throw subtle shots. And it could be in the form of naming places or whatever. And us, we, I never heard of that. But to them, they looking at it like, damn, he don't even know his own people, his own land, his own history. So this video was geared to counter that. Now, another island I want to mention, the island nation, and I'm sure you probably heard of, is the island country of Haiti. Now, one of the things, and definitely a big shout out to the country and people of Haiti. Now, the most significant thing about Haiti is that to this date is the only truly free, independent African nation. So even the countries or places in Africa, and I don't necessarily like to call them countries because those borders wasn't necessarily designated by that people. It was designated by the European powers. But just for the sake of clarity and understanding, I would call it countries. But again, not even no country on the continent of Africa is actually free. Haiti is the only free African country on this planet. Now, of course, Ethiopia, they held out the longest. Shout out to Menelik. But again, Haiti is the only free African nation to this date. And they freed themselves in the 1700s from the French colonialists. And unfortunately for them, the price or penalty for freedom and liberation is poverty. And this is why Haiti is kept so poor. In my opinion, it necessarily got nothing to do with the leadership in Haiti, although corruption is rampant, just like in a lot of places. It's mainly a penalty. They kind of blackball Haiti. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, y'all freed yourself, y'all free, but just for that, we're going to make sure y'all remain poor. And again, Haiti is a small island. Really, the name of the island is called Hispaniola, and it consists of Haiti and Dominican Republic. And it's obvious when you go to the Dominican, and the Dominican is all modernized, and right next door to Haiti is extremely poor. So you can obviously see the blatant haterism or blatant oppression waged against the country and people of Haiti. So again, I just want to shout out to the people of Haiti. And again, if you're of African descent out here in America, when you hear of Haiti, I want you to think of, damn, that's our only free nation. Yeah, it's poor because, again, like I said, that was the punishment waged by the powers that be from Haiti freeing themselves. But again, they are free by that definition. So, lastly, I want to talk about, and this is not an island, it's almost an island, but the state of Florida. And now Florida, I say it's almost an island because it's a peninsula. And for those that don't know, when you hear the word peninsula, peninsula basically is a landmass that's surrounded by 3 sides of water. Now, if it was surrounded by 4 sides, it would be an island. And when you look at Florida, you can see what I mean. It's surrounded by 3 sides of water. And I remember growing up, and you hear about Florida, certain cities, or people that come from certain places in Florida, or like, where you from? Fort Lauderdale, or Fort Myers, or whatever. I'm like, damn, how come a lot of the cities towns in Florida is called Fort something. And the answer to that is because of the 3 great wars that was fought in the state of Florida. Because, okay, the Seminole Wars. Now, Florida, of course, was inhabited by the Seminole Indians. And Seminole, for the most part, just mean runaway. So during the slave trade, you already had the Seminole people there. And I'm not here to argue if that was us, we was there, or regardless. And then also, this is another reason when you hear people say slavery never existed. Like, what are you talking about? You actually had people who were kidnapped and ran from the plantations to Florida, and the Seminole people embraced them. And they intermingled for some time to the point to where the U.S. had to move in. And the Seminoles actually won like the first 2 wars against the U.S. But of course, the U.S. won't admit that. And that's why all the cities are forts. Because forts is kind of like how should I put it? A fort, hold down the fort. That term like that. It's basically, I would say, how should I put it? Fort is like I would say, a fortified position in warfare where you're trying to advance or hold it down. So all around Florida, along Florida, you got a whole bunch of forts. And that's as a result of all the wars that was fought in that area. And I really just wanted people to understand that. And I can imagine you probably got brothers and sisters that's in the state of Florida and they never really gave much thought to it. So that's the reason why Florida cities, the majority of them are named Fort something. And again, I'm going to give a shout out to the Seminole Indians or anybody who fought for what's right, especially against colonialism. But again, y'all, this Bad News Brown, I just really wanted to kind of just shed light on geographic places and locations that we may hear about, but we really pretty much don't give any thought to. And like I said, in this day and age, information is critical. I don't care how corny or cornballish or how nerdy it may appear to be smart or to have a little information. Really, man, thought process is vital, especially now because you're being attacked on all levels. From the food, from the air you breathe, from our own vices, etc. And it's imperative that you recognize. And again, this information, really, you need to pass this to the youngsters. Because I know a lot of these older peoples, if you even watch this video, you really don't give a damn. I can hear a lot of y'all now, well, how's this going to help me or help us right now? Well, it actually will. You don't know it yet. But anyway, again, check out these places I mentioned. From Gullah Island, Cape Verde, Haiti, and look more into the Seminole Indians of the Florida area. Go ahead and hit that like, man. Subscribe. I'll be back at y'all for sure. Peace.